So in class 7, you have learnt how objects move. Do you recall how we can decide whether an object is moving faster than the other? What does the distance moved by an object in unit time indicate? You also know that a moving object like a ball rolling on the ground slows down. Something it may change its direction of motion. It is also possible that the ball may slow down and also change its direction. Okay, so the ball can change its direction or it can slow down also. So this is the act of force which is influencing the motion of the object or the movement of the object. So it can change the direction, it can make it fast or slow. Have you ever wondered what makes an object slow down or go faster or change its direction of motion? Let us recall some of our everyday experiences. What do you do to make a football move? What do you do to make a moving ball move faster? How does a goalkeeper stop a ball? A hockey player changes the direction of the moving ball with a flick of the stick. So all this is happening because of the action of force. How do fielders stop a ball hit by a batsman? So ball is hit by a batsman means it's the game of cricket. In cricket, bowlers ball, and when bowlers ball, then batsman will hit it in different directions. So in all these situations, the ball is either made to move faster or slower, or its direction of motion is changed. We often say that a force has been applied on a ball when it is kicked, pushed, thrown, or flicked. What is a force? What can it do to bodies on which it is applied? We shall seek answers to such questions in this chapter. So we will see how it is happening and how the force acts on objects to know more about it. But here the very basics of the thing is given about the force, that when it acts on any object, it can change its shape, direction, it can change its direction of movement, and it can also stop or make the body move. So coming to the next topic, which says force is a push or a pull. So action like picking, opening, shutting, kicking, hitting, lifting, flicking, pushing, pulling are often used to describe certain tasks. Each of these actions usually result in some kind of change in the state of motion of an object. So whatever we have seen here, like picking, opening, examples are given here. These are all the action of force. Each of these actions usually results in some kind of change in the state of the motion of an object. Can these terms be replaced with one or more terms? Let us find out. Yes. So each of these actions can be related to either a push or a pull. So table 11.1 gives some examples of familiar situation involved motion of objects. You can add more such situation or replace those given here. Try to identify action involved in each case as a push and or a pull, and record your observations. One example has been given to help you. So identify the action of push or pull. Moving a book can be both or all three, either push, pull, or lifting. So whatever word we have learned in the previous page, all are written here: pushing, pulling, picking, hitting, lifting, lowering, flying, kicking, throwing, shutting, and flicking. So all these are drilled down to either pushing, pulling, or lifting. So push, pull act horizontally with respect to ground, and lifting will go upwards, like vertical. It will be vertical. So this is how it is written. Moving a book placed on a table can be done in three ways. All three possible ways it can be done. Push, pull, yes, it can be. Likewise, push and pull for door. Okay. Drawing a bucket of water from well is pulling. A football player taking a penalty kick is pushing. A cricket ball hit by a batsman, again push or change its direction or flick. Moving a loaded cart, again pull or push. Drawing or opening a drawer is a pull action. So push, pull or lift, all three will be related to lifting. Will again be a kind of pushing or pulling. If we are something is below and we are pulling it upwards, it will be pulling. If something is above us and we are putting it over us, it will be pushing again, pushing upward. Okay, so those are the things written here. And now some questions here. Do you notice that each of the action can be grouped as a pull or a push or both? Okay, so each of the action can be a push or a pull or both. Can we infer from this that to move an object it has to be pushed or pulled? So next paragraph is, in science a push or a pull on an object is called a force. Force is a push or a pull on an object. So here is the definition of the force that you said in the last page. Thus we can say that the motion imparted to objects was due to the action of a force. When does a force come into play? Let us find out. Now we will see when and how the force will come into play. Here Paheli is saying something. She is saying, I learnt in class 6 that a magnet attracts a piece of iron towards it. Is attraction also a pull? What about repulsion between similar poles of two magnets? Is it a push? Is it a pull or a push? Yes. So in first case it is a pull, that is correct, and in second case it is a push, because those are pushing each other and they are going away from each other. Two magnets are pushing each other. By the magnetic force they are pushed, and if it is a attraction, it is a pull. Now the next topic is forces are due to interaction. So forces are due to an interaction. Suppose a man is standing behind a stationary car. Will the car move due to his presence? This is a question here. Suppose a man is standing behind a stationary car. He is standing behind the car. So is there any action happening? No, because he is not touching the car or not even pushing or pulling it. Okay. Will the car move due to his presence? No, it will not move. It is asking, will it move or not? And the answer is, it will not move. Next line says, suppose the man now begins to push the car. Now he comes forward to push the car. That is, he applies a force on it. The car may begin to move in the direction of the applied force. Now the second figure you can see, now the man is pushing the car. So the car will begin to move and it will move in the direction of the applied force. Okay. Figure 11.3 means this figure that I highlight here. Okay. So forces are due to an interaction. Suppose a man is standing behind a stationary car. Will the car move due to his presence? This is a question here. Suppose a man is standing behind a stationary car. He is standing behind the car. So is there any action happening? No, because he is not touching the car or not even pushing or pulling it. Okay. Will the car move due to his presence? No, it will not move. It is asking, will it move or not? And the answer is, it will not move. Next line says, suppose the man now begins to push the car. Now he comes forward to push the car. That is, he applies a force on it. The car may begin to move in the direction of the applied force. Now the second figure you can see, now the man is pushing the car. So the car will begin to move and it will move in the direction of the applied force. Okay. Figure 11.3 means this figure that I highlight here shows three situations that may be familiar to you. 11.3 shows three figures. Okay, 11.3a. Here it is B and here it is C. So three figures are there and all three figures are trying to show something. Okay. Zoomed out to see all the three figures at one time. So see, in figure A, what is happening? those girls are near to each other and they are pushing each other actually. See, they are trying to push each other so that the other girl can go behind. From the figure we can see this. And both girls are trying to pull each other in the figure 11.3b. Here, see, two girls are there and they are pulling each other. Still, both are there only, but they are trying to pull. And the third figure show a cow, and the man is trying to pull the cow. Okay, so this is the action of push. That 11a is here for push. This is pull, and this is again pull. So 11.3 shows three situations that may be familiar to you. Can you decide who is pulling and who is pushing in these cases? In figure 11.3a, the pair of girls in 11.3b, now this figure, are trying to pull each other, correct? This is what we also observe from the figure. Similarly, the cow and the man in figure 11.3c appears to pull each other. Now again, this is an example of pull. Both man and cow, they are pulling each other. So the girls in the two situations shown here are applying force on each other. Is it also true for the man and the cow? It is push, it is pull, it is pull. From these examples, we can infer that at least two objects must interact for a force to come into play. So force cannot be like in one object is just doing some action, it is not a force. Force is to be applied to a second object. The second object have to be there so that the force will get some meaning. Okay, so single application of force is meaningless. Means one object only into the picture is meaningless. Force is completely defined by two objects. So it is saying we can infer that at least two objects must interact for a force to come into play. Thus, an interaction of one object with another object result in a force between the two objects. So it is saying when one object interact with other object, then only the force will exist or force will be meaningful between these two objects. Now exploring the forces. Next topic is exploring the forces. Exploring the forces, how we can like experience it, how we can learn more about it, that is explore. So let us try to learn more about forces. So activity 11.2. So first thing which is visible, which will be visible on any page is the photos that are given or figures that are given. Okay. So in this figure 11.4, we can see one object is there and two persons, they are trying to push it. Okay. Now the B figure, we can see one person is on the left side of the object and second person is on the right side of the object. So this is what we see. We don't conclude anything. This is what we have just seen on the page. So now let us see what is the meaning of these two figures. So choose a heavy object like a table on a box, which you can move only by pushing hard. Try to push it all by yourself. Can you move it? If the object is very heavy, one person cannot move it. Okay. Now ask one of your friends to help you in pushing it in the same direction. So now if I am not able to move a heavy object myself, I will call my friend to help me to push it so that it can be moved. Okay. Suppose heavy bed, heavy cupboard, those are heavy things which cannot be moved by one person. So we need our friend's help or some other person's help to move it. It is saying this. Is it easier to move it now? Yes, because two person can apply more force on the same object. Can you explain why? Just now I told you the answer. Force start acting on that object. Now push the same object, but ask your friend to push it from the opposite side. So it is saying about figure B, 11.4b. So Now two person is pushing it. See, two, one boy is here, one boy is here. So both are pushing towards each other. So will the object move? So the answer is no. The object will again not move because both are pushing it on the opposite direction. So the force will be cancelled and it will not move. Okay. Does the object move? If it does, note the direction in which it moves. Can you guess which one of you is applying a larger force? And even if two-person is pushing it towards the other direction, then the force applied by the person which is more, the object will move in that direction. It means, suppose this is person 1, this is person 2. If person 1 is pushing it with more force, then the object will move in the direction. Next thing is, have you ever seen a game of tug of war? Tug of war is a game, usually in school or in sports it is seen when both sides of the line, people will be there and they will pull rope and they will try to pull the other team to touch this line. So this is called tug of war. Whoever will touch the line first will lose. Okay. So both sides will apply a strength or apply pull force so that they can pull everyone towards their side. So this is the game of tug of war. In this game, two teams pull at a rope in opposite directions. Members of both the team try to pull the rope in their direction. Sometimes the rope simply does not move. It is not similar to the situation shown in figure 11.3b. Sometimes the rope did not move because both side team are applying same force. So see, there is a kerchief attached here or marker we can say. So it says which side is pulled more. Okay. So sometimes it will stay for some time here steadily. Even though both sides they are pulling hard, but it will remain there because both sides will apply same force or equal force. Then the marker will not move on any side. It is not similar to the situation shown in figure 11.3b. The team that pulls harder, that is applies a larger force, finally wins the game. And the team who will push it harder will win. What do these examples suggest? What do these examples suggest about the nature of force? It tells us that the object will move in the direction of force. It says that. Okay. The force applied on an object in the same direction add to one another. Now recall what happened when you and your friend pushed the heavy box in the same direction. Yes. Now it is trying to attach the force with direction. So the object was moving. Okay. We can clear it out here. The object starts moving in the direction of the force which these two friends applied. These two friends push this object towards left. So object starts moving towards left. Now second paragraph or next paragraph. If the two forces act in the opposite directions on an object, the net force acting on it is the difference between the two forces. What did you observe in the activity? It will try to cancel the force. When both of you were pushing the heavy box from opposite direction, it will cancel the force. Recall that in the tug of war, when two teams pull equally hard, the rope does not move in any direction. So we learned that a force could be larger or smaller than the other or equal to each other. The force is usually expressed by its magnitude. So force is measured in some unit and it is defined, it has some number, magnitude. We also, it means, before we start the next line, I can say, it means force can be measured also. Okay, it tells us that force can be measured. We have also to specify the direction in which a force acts. Along with the magnitude, we also have to specify the direction in which the force acts. Also, if the direction or the magnitude of the force applied force changes, its effects also changes. If the direction or magnitude is changed, the force effect also changes. The effect of force also changes. To learn more, please subscribe, and you can contact me at the details given in the description. Please subscribe. Thank you.